Want to discover 2 hours of fun facts? Before starting, like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you do not miss any curious fact. Let's begin now. In China, they built a solar power plant shaped like a giant panda that provides electricity to more than 10,000 homes. The project began in 2017 thanks to a collaboration between the Chinese government, the UN, and Panda Green Energy in the city of Datong. The plant covers more than 100 hectares and is fully functional. Because in China, everything is better with pandas, even renewable energy. There is a breed of horses whose coat looks like sheep wool. It is called Bashkir Curly and has a unique genetic mutation that allows people allergic to horses to be near them without problems. That is why many consider it the only hypoallergenic horse in the world. In winter, its hair becomes curlier and thicker, while in summer, it sheds much of those curls. NASA developed a snake-like robot called EOLS, capable of navigating autonomously on icy surfaces. It has a head with sensors and cameras, and a body with articulated segments and a screw-shaped surface to move. Its mission is to search for signs of life in the oceans, hidden beneath the icy crust of Enceladus, one of the 274 moons of Saturn. It is one of the most innovative robots ever designed for space exploration. The most famous car competition in the United States was born thanks to alcohol smugglers during Prohibition in the 1920s and 1930s. The traffickers modified their cars with more powerful engines to escape from the police on rural roads. When Prohibition ended, those same drivers continued competing with each other on fields and beaches. In 1948, Bill France Sr. organized those races and founded NASCAR. The diabolical ironclad Beetle is capable of withstanding 39,000 times its own weight without flinching. A study revealed that the structure of its exoskeleton makes it resistant even to being run over by a car. It is probably one of the most crush-resistant terrestrial organisms that exist. Its secret lies in how the layers of its shell interlock like puzzle pieces. In Nantes, France, there is a mechanical elephant over 39 feet tall that actually walks, sprays steam from its trunk, and carries people on its back. The project is inspired by Jules Verne and Leonardo da Vinci, and it is built in the former shipyards that once produced boats. There are also 3-story carousels full of fully functional, mechanical sea creatures. It is a place where engineering and fantasy merge in a unique way in the world. The mud skipper is a fish that spends much of the day out of the water, breathing through its skin and the lining of its mouth. It measures between 6 and 10 inches and crawls through the mud using its fins like legs. It can only survive outside water in very humid conditions, limiting itself to muddy areas. It also has large gill chambers that act as oxygen storage while it is on land. In Vietnam, there are tunnels where more than 90 families lived for years, completely underground, while bombs were falling above them. The Vinh Moc tunnels were an underground village with rooms, kitchens, and even spaces where children were born. They were built up to 65 feet deep, enough to withstand extremely powerful bombs. They also had hidden ventilation systems to avoid detection. In New Jersey stands the largest Hindu temple in the United States, inaugurated in 2023. It extends over 185 acres and is made with Italian marble and limestone without using structural steel. Each column and sculpture was hand-carved following ancient Hindu architectural techniques. Entry is completely free. In the year 2020, a city in Romania offered its residents the possibility of traveling for free on the bus if they performed 20 squats. And why the project was called Healthy Ticket and was implemented in Cluj-Napoca with immediate success among the population. The initiative lasted for 3 years, demonstrating that encouraging physical activity can work as public policy. A creative way to combine public transportation and health. According to an old legend, if 6 ravens leave the Tower of London, the British monarchy will disappear. The superstition became popular during the reign of Charles II in the 17th century. Since then, at least 6 ravens must always live in the tower, cared for by guards called beefeaters. The legend gained strength in 2021 when a raven named Merlina disappeared, and that same year Prince Philip died. Ichtun, the salt cathedral of Zipaquira, is located 590 feet underground inside a salt mine that has been exploited since 1801. It is located 30 miles north of Bogota, inside the Zipa Hill at 8,703 feet above sea level. For its construction, 250,000 tons of salt were extracted, and it can hold up to 10,000 people. It is considered a marvel of modern religious architecture in Colombia. The world record for speed on water has remained unbroken for more than 45 years. Ken Warby reached 317.5 miles per hour with a boat he built in his backyard using wood and an aircraft engine. At that speed, water becomes almost as hard as concrete, and any mistake disintegrates the vessel. And many pilots have tried to surpass it, but several attempts ended in serious accidents. Aerogel is the lightest solid in the world, known as solid smoke because of its peculiar appearance. It has a density of only 0.00017 ounces per cubic inch and is composed of between 90.5 and 99.98% air. It is 10,000 times less dense than glass and has an enormous thermal insulation capacity. Despite looking almost ethereal, it is a rigid, translucent, and bluish material with surprising properties. The Ushuaia prison in Argentina was a penal colony where escaping was equivalent to a death sentence. The prisoners themselves built it between 1902 and 1920 and also constructed the first streets of the city. And anyone who managed to cross the wall encountered a frozen desert with below-zero temperatures where hypothermia arrived within hours. The environment of Tierra del Fuego was the most relentless jailer. Palm Beach in Florida is one of the most exclusive places in the United States where properties exceed $10, $20, or even $100 million. It is also where Mar-a-Lago is located, the residence of Donald Trump, surrounded by mansions, yachts, and private clubs. Although there is no law prohibiting a poor person from living there, money is the real barrier of entry. In practice, almost all residents belong to the richest 1%. The flamboyant cuttlefish is one of the most fascinating cephalopods in the ocean, measuring between 2 and 3 inches. When its most striking ability is performing incredible color changes on its skin that serve 3 functions: scaring predators, hypnotizing prey, and acting as a signal during courtship. It lives in sandy environments of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, from New Guinea to Australia. Its chromatic transformations are so fast they look like a living light show. Giant salamanders breathe through their wrinkled skin, have no eyelids, and hunt by creating a vacuum with their mouth that sucks in prey in milliseconds. When threatened, they release a sticky substance with a pepper-like smell. They have such a slow metabolism that they can go months without eating, and they emit sounds similar to a baby crying. They are living fossils that have survived since the Jurassic period. There is a completely black chicken inside and out. The ayam cemani, a native to Indonesia, has feathers, beak, crest, legs, organs, and even bones that are black. They are considered the most pigmented animals in the world due to a condition called fibromelanosis. Thousands of people around the world are amazed to discover that this breed truly exists. In Peru, there is a house that measures only 25 inches wide and is still fully functional. It has a living room, kitchen, bathroom, study, and 2 floors, all made of wood in Tyrolean style. Every inch was designed so that 1 or 2 people can live without wasted space. Its goal is to enter the Guinness record as the narrowest house in the world. Diana Niad became at 64 years old the first person to swim 110 miles from Cuba to Florida without a protective cage. She completed the feat on September 2, 2013, almost 53 hours after leaving Cuba. She had first attempted the challenge in 1979 and made 4 more attempts since 2011. An extraordinary demonstration that age is not a limit for great dreams. The Venice Carnival is pure mystery. Elegance and theatricality very different from other carnivals in the world. People wear costumes from the 15th and 16th centuries with silk lace and velvet. Masks eliminated social differences, allowing rich and poor to mix freely. There are exclusive gala balls in ancient palaces where only a few can enter. In the Siwa Desert in Egypt, there is a luxury hotel built with mud, sand, and salt that could collapse if it rained heavily. It works because rainfall in that area is extremely rare. Wiyat has 40 rooms without electricity that are lit only with candles and oil lamps. The material acts as a natural insulator, keeping rooms cool during the day and warm at night. In a reserve in Kenya, a zebra was spotted with dark fur and white spots instead of traditional stripes. The foal named Tira showed pseudomelanism, a rare genetic mutation that alters normal stripe patterns. It was the first sighting of this kind in the Masai Mara National Reserve. This unique coloration turned Tira into an instant celebrity in the animal world. Toyota did not start by making cars, but by making textile looms. In 1924, Sakichi Toyota created the Type G automatic loom that revolutionized the textile industry. The family sold the patent in 1929, and with that money, his son Kichiro created Toyota's first car in the 1930s. The brand sewing machines did not appear until 1946. There is an island that changes country every 6 months since the Treaty of the Pyrenees in 1659. From February 1st to July 31st, it belongs to Spain, and from August 1st to January 31st, it belongs to France. It measures only 656 feet long and is normally not open to the public. It is the only place on the planet where the border between two countries literally moves every 6 months. The human ability to smell petrichor, that aroma produced when rain falls on dry soil, is greater than a shark's ability to smell blood and water. And the term petrichor describes what we commonly know as the smell of wet earth or rain. It is one of the most recognizable and pleasant smells for humans worldwide. Our noses are designed to detect this aroma with extraordinary sensitivity. Women of the Red Yao ethnic group have hair up to 6.5 feet long that remains black and shiny even after 80 years. Their secret is washing it with fermented rice water mixed with pomelo peels and tea seeds. In their culture, hair is a symbol of life, wealth, and good fortune. A Yao woman only cuts her hair once in her life at 18 years old. In Switzerland, they use a mobile elevated bridge to carry out road work without stopping traffic. The bridge, called Astra, is a modular structure that allows a smooth flow of vehicles during road repairs. Cars simply pass over the work zone without stopping or detouring, an ingenious solution that shows how Swiss engineering solves everyday problems brilliantly. Saudi Arabia is building the Jeddah Tower, a skyscraper designed to exceed 3,280 feet in height. Construction stopped for years but resumed in 2025 and already exceeds 80 floors. When finished, it will surpass the Burj Khalifa and become the tallest building in the world. It is expected to be completed between 2028 and 2030. The monkey face orchid, known as Dracula simia, was discovered in 1978 in southeastern Ecuador. Its long-tailed brownish-red flowers have a pair of dotted eyes that closely resemble the face of a capuchin monkey. It is a unique species that only grows in the cloud forests of the Andes at high altitude. Finding it in the wild is an experience that few botanists have had. When an airplane stops flying, it ends up in aircraft graveyards in deserts like Mojave or Teruel, where the dry climate slows corrosion. Up to 95% of each plane can be reused. Engines, cables, seats, and systems are recovered, piece by piece. Some are transformed into hotels, restaurants, or movie sets. If you walk through one of these places, you would see hundreds of planes lined up as if they were about to take off. The Eden Project in England is the largest botanical garden in the world, built with geodesic spheres that look like giant bubbles. It houses more than 100,000 plants from 5,000 different species from various climate zones of the planet. When it has 3 biomes, one humid tropical one, Mediterranean, and an outdoor English-style garden. It combines ecology, science, art, and architecture to promote a sustainable future. The cow killer wasp looks like a furry ant, but it is a wasp with one of the most painful stings on the planet. Only females sting, and they have an exoskeleton so tough that it is hard to crush them. They are not aggressive, they only sting if threatened, and they look for nests of other wasps to lay their eggs. Its sting ranks at the top of the Schmidt pain index. In China, watermelon rind is not waste, but a valuable culinary ingredient. The white part is stir-fried with spices, pickled as a snack, or dried for preservation. It has a crunchy texture similar to cucumber and absorbs flavors very well. In a country with enormous watermelon production, using every part is a smart way to reduce waste. Cloudgate in Chicago, popularly known as the Bean, is a 100-ton sculpture with a huge reflective surface that mirrors its surroundings. It is 43 feet tall, 66 feet long, and 33 feet wide, and was designed by the Indo-British artist Anish Kapoor. It was inaugurated in 2006 and instantly became the most popular sculpture in the city. Thousands of tourists visit it every day to take photos with its distorted reflections. Limburg an der Lahn has more than 600 timber-framed houses built between the 11th and 15th centuries, many still inhabited. It is one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe because it was not destroyed in World War II. At its center stands the Limburg Cathedral, a Romanesque jewel that dominates the landscape. Walking its streets is literally walking through history. A monk in India became famous for growing rice on his own head. To achieve this, he developed the habit of sleeping sitting so the plants could grow properly. He claims he can feel when the rice needs water through his scalp. During harvest season, he collects the rice to prepare dishes and then replaces it, continuing the cycle for years. In Gdansk, Poland, World War II began on September 1, 1939, with the German attack on Westerplatte. A small Polish military post resisted for days and became a symbol of bravery. The city is home to St. Mary's Basilica, the largest brick church in the world, with capacity for 25,000 people. Its Gothic style and history make it one of the most impressive constructions in Europe. Working on an oil platform can pay between $40,000 and more than $100,000 per year, depending on experience. But you spend weeks or months in the middle of the ocean, without family, with 12-hour shifts in extreme weather conditions. You arrive by helicopter and need excellent physical condition, safety certifications, and mental resilience to isolation. You are not only paid for what you do, you are paid for everything you sacrifice. At the Milan Cortina Winter Games 2026, 10,000 condoms ran out in just 3 days among 2,900 athletes. The Olympic Village becomes an international city where young people in peak physical condition live together for days. The average per athlete in 72 hours was surprisingly high. Organizers had to prepare a restock due to the extremely high demand. The Megalopage percularis caterpillar looks like a soft plush, but it is the most dangerous in the United States. Its hairs hide spines that inject a toxin that damages the cells of whoever touches it, causing severe pain. Those who have experienced it describe the pain as equivalent to breaking a bone or walking on burning coals. Despite its harmless appearance, touching it may require immediate medical attention. In Japan, children do not take formal exams until 10 years old because they are first taught values such as respect, discipline, and responsibility. Students clean their own classrooms, serve food to their classmates, and learn to work as a team. And the idea is that good character is the foundation for learning well. First, they are taught to be good people, and then good students. Female sharks can have offspring without mating through a process called parthenogenesis. An unfertilized egg develops on its own, and the offspring is born with only the mother's DNA. It has been observed in hammerhead zebra bamboo and dogfish sharks. The offspring have less genetic diversity, which makes them more vulnerable to disease. The Glory Hole is a massive spillway with a diameter of 72 feet in Lake Berryessa in California. It was built in the 1950s to control the reservoir water level and has a straight drop of 200 feet. It can drain 48,400 cubic feet of water per second when the reservoir exceeds its maximum level. Seeing it in action during storms is both hypnotic and terrifying. Antonio Campana turned a landfill near Buenos Aires into a medieval village called Campanopolis using materials from demolitions. With doors, windows, wood, and old stones, he built towers, castles, and leaning houses. Where there was once garbage, there are now more than 100,000 trees, and the place is used for weddings, photos, and films. You cannot enter without a prior reservation. There are people who have more than one pupil in the same eye, a condition known as polychoria. In some cases, each pupil reacts to light independently, contracting and dilating separately. However, it can cause blurred vision, double vision, and ghost images. Many people with this condition need ophthalmological treatment or surgery. In Australia, there is a fashion show where the models are ducks dressed in outfits and hats. It happens every year in Sydney during the Sydney Royal Easter Show, organized by Brian Harrington for more than 30 years. Each pair of ducks presents 3 outfit changes, daytime attire, evening wear, and wedding attire. They are trained to walk in front of crowds, which requires months of patience. In Chartres, France, there is a house completely covered with broken plates and glass created by Raymond Isidore over more than 30 years. He covered walls, windows, floors, and furniture piece by piece using about 15 tons of recycled materials. Even the garden is full of mosaics made from ceramic fragments. Today, this house made from waste is a cultural jewel of France. The Malayan leaf frog has such perfect camouflage that it is almost invisible among forest leaf litter. Its skin changes to look exactly like a dead leaf, and it remains completely still on the ground until an unsuspecting prey passes by. When it detects its victim, it becomes an explosive attacker that jumps and captures it instantly. It is one of the most impressive examples of mimicry in the animal kingdom. On ships, there is no left or right, but port and starboard, fixed terms that do not change, no matter how you are positioned. In a storm, if someone shouts left, no one knows who's left, but if they say starboard, everyone understands the same thing. These names are always used facing the bow of the ship. They come from centuries ago when ships were controlled with a side oar. Giant Asian bees have a collective defense mechanism where hundreds of bees create a shimmering wave on the surface of the hive. This synchronized movement serves to deter predators such as wasps trying to attack the colony. The hive is usually suspended from tree branches or cliffs exposed, but protected by this living shield. It is one of the most fascinating defensive behaviors in the animal world. A single mining truck tire can be larger than a car and weigh more than 11,000 pounds. Some models have 20 cylinders with 4,000 horsepower and can transport up to 793,600 pounds in one trip. That is equivalent to the weight of more than 200 small cars. When they appear in a mine, they look more like a house on wheels than a vehicle. Bertawal between Egypt and Sudan is one of the few territories on the planet that no country wants to claim. The issue comes from 2 different colonial borders, and if either country claimed it, they would lose rights over a more valuable territory. The result is a place with no government, no permanent population, and almost no laws. Each country insists that Bir Tawil belongs to the other. In Nara Park in Japan, more than 1,000 deer walk freely and have learned to bow to ask tourists for food. They do it because they know visitors will give them special crackers called shikasenbei. For centuries, they were considered sacred messengers of the gods and were protected by law. Seeing deer greeting tourists is completely normal in that city. The car of the President of the United States is a fortress on wheels known as the Beast. It weighs between 8,800 and 20,000 pounds. Its cabin is sealed against chemical attacks and includes medical equipment and a reserve of the president's blood. Its tires work even when destroyed, and the windows resist high-caliber impacts. There are several identical vehicles used as decoys, and when retired, their parts are destroyed. In China, there is a university campus that looks like a futuristic city dedicated to innovation. The Eye Harbor of Shanghai, Jiaotong University has more than 100 scientific bases, with laboratories for artificial intelligence engineering and medicine. The investment exceeded 10 billion yuan, and its architecture has won sustainability awards. It is not just a university, it is a laboratory city created to design the future. Springfield from The Simpsons was recreated in real life inside Universal Studios Hollywood in Los Angeles. Visitors walk through the town and enter Krusty Burger and Moe's Tavern as if they were inside the series. There is even a roller coaster called the Simpsons Ride. Although Springfield is fictional, you can walk its streets and eat in its restaurants. A wolf can be heard from more than 10 miles away in open terrain. Each wolf has a unique howl like a sonic fingerprint that allows the pack to recognize who is howling from miles away. The howl serves to gather the group marked territory and maintain contact during hunting. When several howl together, they create the illusion that they are more a natural strategy to intimidate. Darius, a Flemish giant rabbit, obtained the Guinness record in 2012, measuring 53 inches and weighing more than 48 pounds. He lived in England until in 2021, he was stolen from his home, and the case went viral worldwide. His size surprises even experts as he weighs the same as a medium-sized dog. He was not just any pet, but an internationally famous animal. An American Express was founded in 1850 as a delivery company that transported money in packages and carriages. In 1891, it launched Traveler's Checks, and in 1958, its first credit card. Today, it is one of the largest financial companies with presence in more than 100 countries. Its Centurion Black Card is considered a symbol of status and exclusivity. Most people do not understand expiration dates, and that is why tons of food are wasted. The expiration date indicates how long a food is safe, while the best before date only indicates loss of quality. It is said that Al Capone promoted the use of dates on milk after a relative got sick. Foods like honey white rice and salt can last decades if stored properly. In Dubai, there are floating houses called the Floating Seahorse, where the main bedroom is submerged in the sea. They have large windows that allow views of the Persian Gulf seabed and artificial coral reefs around them. While you sleep, you can see fish swimming in front of your room. Each villa costs between $2.5 and $3.3 million. Cologne Cathedral took more than 600 years to be built and holds a reliquary of the three wise men made of gold and precious stones. Construction began in 1248, and for a time it was the tallest building in the world. During World War II, the city was destroyed by bombings, but the cathedral remains standing among the ruins. It is one of the most impressive constructions in all of Europe. Beneath the White House, there is a bunker called the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, built since World War II. A secret zigzag tunnel connects the White House with the Treasury building for evacuations. There are sealed rooms prepared to withstand chemical, biological, and nuclear attacks. According to recent reports, new underground structures are still being built in the area. Mehran Karimi Nasseri lived inside Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris for almost 18 years, starting in 1988. He lost his documents and was left in a legal limbo, unable to enter France or travel to another country. He slept on benches, washed in bathrooms, and watched thousands of travelers pass every day. His story inspired the film The Terminal by Steven Spielberg. The Antonov Tu-25 was the largest airplane in history with 6 engines, 32 wheels, and capacity for 250 tons. Its wingspan of 290 feet was more than double that of a Boeing 737. In a single flight, it broke 110 world records, transporting loads that did not fit in any other aircraft. It was destroyed in 2022 during the war in Ukraine. Vietnam has between 45 and 58 million motorcycles for 100 million inhabitants. Almost 1 in 2 people has a motorcycle, and 86% of households own at least one. They are used for everything: transport, delivery, moving entire families, and even carrying furniture. Although Vietnam has the highest density of motorcycles per inhabitant, India leads in total numbers with more than 221 million. In Santiago de Compostela, there is a staircase where 3 people can go up at the same time without ever crossing paths. It was designed in the 17th century by Domingo de Andrade and is a triple helical staircase with 3 spiral ramps that never touch. It is built in granite with steps weighing 440 pounds each. It is a jewel of Galician Baroque and ancient engineering. In Thailand, there is a Buddhist temple built with more than 1,500,000 beer bottles. It is called Wat Pa Maha Chedikayo, and construction began in 1984 when a group of monks started collecting bottles. Today it is a complex of more than 20 buildings made with green Heineken bottles and brown Chang beer bottles. It is a famous example of sustainable architecture. IMG Academy in the United States is a school where students train like professional athletes on a campus of more than 600 acres. It has programs in more than 15 sports, and many students end up in high-level college teams. The admission process is selective, and the academy is connected with thousands of coaches looking for talent. Athletes from all over the world travel here with the goal of reaching the highest level. The Chaja is a South American bird whose call can be heard from more than 2 miles away, acting as a natural alarm of wetlands. It can reach up to 35 inches and has 2 bony spurs on each wing that it uses as a defensive weapon. It is territorial, vigilant, and extremely loud, alerting other animals when something approaches. Despite its imposing appearance, it is closely related to ducks and swans. Fingal's Cave in Scotland has walls of hexagonal basalt columns that reach 65 feet in height. They were created millions of years ago when volcanic lava cooled, forming almost perfect geometries. When waves crash against the walls, the echo produces rhythmic sounds as if the sea were making music. This acoustics inspired Felix Mendelssohn to compose his Hebrides Overture. Beneath the Royal Palace of Madrid, there is a network of secret passageways almost unknown. The most famous is the Bonaparte Tunnel, used for discreet movements and escape routes in times of conflict. They connected the palace with strategic areas of the city, allowing movement without being seen. Today, almost no one can access them, but they remain part of the mysterious underground. In some parts of the world, people transport natural gas inside huge plastic bags that inflate like giant balloons. Residents extract gas from illegal pipelines and carry it on motorcycles or bicycles to their homes. Filling a bag takes about 20 minutes and provides between 2 and 3 hours of cooking, but the method is extremely dangerous. Explosions in high-risk situations have been reported, although many people continue doing it out of necessity. In Rome, the Galleria Colonna is hidden in a Baroque gallery inside a palace that has belonged to the same family for more than 20 generations. It was built in the 17th century to celebrate the victory in the Battle of Lepanto. It has paintings by Italian masters, mirrors, marble columns, and Baroque frescoes on the ceilings. It only opens to the public on specific days. At Shanghai Pudong Airport, there are futuristic sleeping pods for travelers with long layovers. They are located near boarding gates, so you do not have to leave the international zone. There are about 30 pods, and thousands of travelers have already used them to sleep or relax. Using them costs from about 35 yuan per half hour. In Spain, a self-taught builder constructed El Capricho de Catrina as a gift for his daughter, inspired by natural forms. The project began in 1988 and stands out for curved walls, mosaics, and colored glass, reminiscent of Gaudi's style. It was built little by little over many years, working every detail by hand. Today, it is one of the most photographed places in the region. Xinyang Maojian tea from China is known as the king of green tea and is one of the 10 most famous in the country. Its leaves are thin, covered with white hairs, with a fresh aroma and a smooth yet intense flavor. The best are hand-picked in spring when they are younger and more delicate. For centuries, it was a luxury tea reserved for special occasions. In the Chinese city of Sanya, they built a hotel complex whose 9 buildings imitate the shape of giant trees. And the Beauty Crown Grand Hotel has buildings between 360 and 380 feet tall, with 5,382,000 square feet and 6,668 rooms. It is like a forest of organic skyscrapers in the middle of a modern city, a demonstration of how Chinese architecture constantly pushes design limits. The bioluminescent Lagoon of Indian River in Florida presents one of the most fascinating phenomena in nature. Bioluminescence is a process where living organisms generate light from an internal chemical reaction. It can be seen at night on beaches, especially at the shore and where waves break. Seeing the water glow with a bluish light when you touch it feels like pure magic. The evolution of pit stops in Formula One has been extreme since the creation of the championship. In the 1950s, a full stop took more than 1 minute, while today teams change all 4 tires in less than 2 seconds. Each team member has an exact and precise function, practiced hundreds of times to perfection. It is one of the most impressive demonstrations of teamwork and precision in sports. In Bolivia, there is a rock formation that looks like the World Cup trophy. It is located in the Valle de las Rocas of Atocha and is about 33 feet tall. The rock became popular because its base resembles the support of the famous championship trophy. Thousands of tourists visit it every year to take photos next to this natural curiosity. A student from Osaka Public University in Japan built a flying bicycle powered only by pedaling. The bicycle combines elements of cycling with aviation technology, allowing the rider to lift off using only physical effort. It has no motor or battery. It works exclusively with the rider's leg power. It is one of the most surprising inventions in human-powered transportation. In China, there is a floating staircase on the edge of a cliff that has become one of the most viral attractions in the country. It is located on Mount Fuxi in Shenzhou and has between 35 and 40 steps suspended over the void. It is known as the Stairway to Heaven or Stairway of Love and offers stunning panoramic views of the entire valley. Climbing it is not for people with vertigo. An American man named Jason has the largest nose piercing in the world, through which his own finger can fit. The piercing goes through his nostrils and septum, measuring 0.85 inches in diameter. It has taken him 15 years to gradually and carefully enlarge the hole. Despite its extreme appearance, he works as an assistant manager in an auto accessories company. The first televised Olympic Games were those of Berlin in 1936 under the Nazi regime. With 72 hours of live broadcasts, they attracted 150,000 viewers at German post offices in Berlin and Potsdam. It was the first time Olympic competitions could be seen in real time by people not in the stadium, a technological milestone born in one of the darkest moments in history. There is a Japanese scorpion robot called STEP designed to clean radioactive fuel at the Fukushima nuclear plant. This ingenious device, inspired by a scorpion shape, deploys in hard-to-reach places inside reactors. It is the only one capable of reaching the most contaminated zones and performing vital decontamination tasks. A machine created to go where no human could survive. Sony created a portable device that works as a personal air conditioner you can carry with you. The Rian Pocket includes a thermoelectric module and sensors that monitor your body temperature, humidity, and movement. It creates a microclimate around your chest, determining your comfort needs in real time. It is not just a fan, it is personalized thermal regulation technology. In China, there is a store called Shaw Snack Store that sells giant versions of popular candies and snacks. It is located in Changsha and has gained huge popularity thanks to its oversized treats that attract thousands of visitors every day. The store does not offer online delivery due to the logistical challenges of transporting such large products. If you want to try these massive snacks, you have to go in person. There is a fish called the elephant chimera that lives in deep waters of the Atlantic Ocean. It reaches about 55 inches in length, and its main feature is a long, pointed nose that gives it an elephant-like appearance. Its color ranges from light brown to whitish with narrow pectoral fins and an otherworldly look. It is one of the strangest creatures living in the deep sea. A Dutch artist named Bernard Smilde developed a technique to create real clouds inside enclosed spaces. He mixes smoke, vapor, and hydrogen to produce moisture clouds that he then photographs during their fleeting existence. Each cloud lasts only a few seconds before fading away, which makes capturing the perfect image an artistic challenge in itself. His photographs look like they were taken from a dream where the impossible becomes real for a moment. An additional robotic thumb called Third Thumb was created by a designer and a scientist to help people grab and carry things with one hand. It is controlled with sensors placed under the feet, and studies show that the brain quickly adapts to this new tool. Although the brain changes are not permanent, The technology demonstrates how machines are increasingly integrating into our bodies. We may soon see people around us turned into real cyborgs. Whereas there is a device called MouthPad that allows people with disabilities to control a computer with their tongue. It is a chip similar to a retainer that is placed on the palate and detects tongue movements. Users can navigate the screen type, make calls, and even play games just by sliding or clicking with their tongue. An innovation that opens a world of possibilities for those who cannot use their hands. Since 1985, the Sinclair C5 existed as a single-passenger electric tricycle that was ahead of its time. It ran on a 12-volt lead-acid battery that gave it a range of just over 30 kilometers. It weighed 30 kilograms without the battery and only reached 24 kilometers per hour as its top speed. And it was considered a commercial failure at the time, but today it is recognized as a visionary precursor of personal electric vehicles. The Honda Afeela is an electric vehicle that merges video game technology from companies like Sony, Microsoft, and Epic Games. The most striking feature of this car is that it can be driven with a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, both from inside and outside the vehicle. However, it was clarified that this is only a technical demonstration and not a feature of the final product. Even so, the idea of driving a car with a video game controller amazed the world. Marcus Stockel reached 167.6 kilometers per hour on a mountain bike in the Atacama Desert in Chile. The Austrian cyclist trained in that arid landscape to break his own downhill speed world record. At those speeds on two wheels without a chassis, any small mistake can be fatal. It is considered one of the most dangerous records in extreme mountain biking. A mixed-breed dog named Nimble made history by becoming the first non-purebred dog to win the annual Agility Championship of the Westminster Kennel Club in 2024. Traditionally, the most prestigious dog competitions were dominated by purebred dogs with pedigree. Nimble's victory showed that talent and training can overcome any lineage label, a win that moved millions of animal lovers around the world. Gavin Reynolds broke a Guinness record by making 83 sausages in a single minute, surpassing the previous record of 78. Gavin had spent 30 years dedicated to artisanal sausage making, which gave him the experience needed to reach that speed. His hands move with a precision and speed that seems almost mechanical, a demonstration that any craft taken to the extreme can become something worthy of a world record. Cats have one of the fastest reaction times in the animal kingdom, a marvel of evolutionary biology. This impressive responsiveness has been refined over millions of years of evolution as both predators and prey. They can react to stimuli in fractions of a second much faster than most other mammals. It is the reason they always seem to land on their feet and dodge obstacles with supernatural grace. Viola Brand, a German artistic cycling champion, achieved a Guinness record by performing 14 full 360-degree spins in 1 minute while standing on a bicycle handlebar. Artistic cycling combines balance, strength, and precision in a way that challenges the laws of physics. Each full spin on the handlebar requires absolute muscle control and concentration. It is one of the least known but most impressive sports that exist. Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh, is one of the most congested and overpopulated cities in the world, with more than 22 million inhabitants. Its roads clogged with cars, rickshaws, and buses create traffic jams that are a daily source of frustration. What in other cities would be a 10-minute trip can take hours in Dhaka. Moving through its streets is an experience that tests anyone's patience. The giant hummingbird, also known as the giant wood star, measures between 21 and 24 centimeters in length and is the largest of its kind in the world. It has a greenish coloration on top that extends to the tail and lives in South America, from Argentina and Chile to Colombia. Despite its relatively large size for a hummingbird, it retains the ability to hover in place and feed on flower nectar. It is one of the most unique birds on the American continent. Brian Shaw is considered one of the strongest men in the world and was able to lift 512 kilograms in a deadlift. He was the first man to win the Arnold Strongman Classic and the World's Strongest Man competition in the same calendar year. He achieved this feat in 2011 and repeated it in 2015. His physical strength pushes the limits of what the human body seems capable of. In Spain, a self-taught bricklayer built El Capricho de Catrina as a gift for his daughter inspired by natural forms. The work began in 1988 and stands out for its curved walls, mosaics, and colored glass, reminiscent of Gaudí. Every detail was crafted by hand over years with extraordinary patience. And today it remains a private residence and one of the most photographed places in Extremadura. Xhosa is one of the 11 official languages of South Africa and is characterized by being a tonal language with consonant clicks. It has 2 tones high and low and 3 different types of clicks that are an integral part of its pronunciation. It is related to Zulu and other languages in the region, and they are mutually intelligible. Hearing someone speak Xhosa for the first time is a completely different linguistic experience from any European language. There is an off-road caravan called Bruder EXP8 that offers total independence for adventurous families. It has adaptability to all kinds of terrain, large living space energy independence with solar panels and abundant storage. It can accommodate large families with all the comforts of a home on wheels. It is the ideal option for those who dream of traveling the world without giving up comfort. Sidecar TT racing is one of the most extreme disciplines in motorcycling, where 2 people ride a motorcycle with a side platform. The driver controls the bike with hands near the front wheel, while the passenger balances and shifts their weight depending on the turns. The co-driver can slow the bike down or increase speed just by leaning or retracting on the platform. The incredible part is that they reach very high speeds where a mistake by either can be fatal. Thomas Medicus is an Austrian visual artist known for creating anamorphic glass sculptures that completely change depending on the viewing angle. As you move around the piece, one image gradually dissolves and another completely different one appears. His display cases are made of glass, concrete, and metal and criticize human invasion of natural habitats. They are pieces that challenge visual perception and make us reflect on our relationship with the environment. At Charles de Gaulle Airport, an Iranian refugee named Mehran Karimi Nasseri lived for almost 2 full decades inside Terminal 1. Workers knew him as Sir Alfred, and his routine included sleeping on benches, reading abandoned magazines, and writing in his diary. He lived there from 1988 to 2006, trapped in a legal limbo. His story inspires Steven Spielberg to create the famous film The Terminal. The phenomenon known as candle ice is a form of ice that develops in vertical columns perpendicular to the surface of a lake or other body of water. When these ice columns break and float in the water, colliding with each other, they produce a fascinating, almost musical metallic sound. It is a little-known natural phenomenon that only occurs under very specific weather conditions. Hearing it in person feels like a sound from another world. Disney presented a prototype humanoid robot capable of interacting through eye contact like a real human being. The bus can follow a person's gaze, move its eyes, and blink in an extremely realistic way. It perceives people, identifies signals of interest, and selects an appropriate behavior before executing movements. It is an advancement that brings robots and humans closer in terms of social interaction. And the robot fish, Arracuda, uses pneumatic propulsion and follows its biological model in structure design and kinematics. 4 pneumatic muscles enable an S-shaped movement and smooth deviation of its tail fin. It moves through water with a fluidity that almost perfectly mimics a real fish. It is one of the best examples of biomimetic robotics aiming to replicate nature's efficiency. A robot inspired by a bat was created with a wingspan of 228 centimeters and a weight of only 580 grams. Like a real bat, its wing movement is divided into arm and metacarpus and covered by an elastic membrane. All joints are on the same plane, allowing the bionic flying fox to control and fold its wings independently. It is an engineering feat that shows how much we can learn from animal evolution. When the bioluminescent lagoon of Indian River in Florida presents one of the most fascinating phenomena in nature. Bioluminescence is a process where living organisms generate light through an internal chemical reaction. It can be observed at night on beaches, especially along the shore and where waves break. Seeing the water glow with a bluish light when you touch it feels like pure magic. An artist named Josh Hernandez, known as Matte Charcoal, creates incredible landscapes and portraits using charcoal as his main tool. His pieces range from pure charcoal techniques to painting and mixed media focused on portrait and figurative work with emphasis on achromatic values. The expressive nature of his work has captivated thousands of followers around the world. It proves that with a simple tool like charcoal, extraordinary beauty can be created. A robot barista named Adam, developed by Rich Tech Robotics, is already a popular figure in several locations across the United States. This robot fully automates the kitchen process and prepares everything from coffee to bubble tea and cocktails without human intervention. Beyond being functional, it attracts attention with its precise movements and speed. It is the kind of technology quietly transforming the restaurant industry. The Wanda effect is a physical phenomenon where a stream of fluid gas or liquid tends to be attracted to a nearby surface along its path. Although it is invisible to the naked eye, this principle is used daily in aviation and motorsports to improve aerodynamics. It was discovered by Romanian engineer Henry Coanda and is essential for understanding how airplanes fly and how race cars stay glued to the road, a phenomenon that seems like magic but is pure physics. Xiaomi created a robot dog called CyberDog 2 that weighs only 8 kilograms and has eyes with an RGB camera, along with 4 depth sensors. This robotic dog can follow its owner, perform tricks, and simulate actions like eating or drinking. When its compact design and capabilities make it one of the most advanced technological pets on the market today. It is proof that robots are getting closer to becoming part of our homes. Dolphins have the ability to jump out of the water thanks to their hydrodynamic bodies and the powerful muscles in their tails, which move strongly up and down, generating the thrust needed to propel themselves. These jumps not only demonstrate their agility, but also help them communicate, orient themselves, and observe what is happening around them from an elevated perspective. The stonefish is considered one of the most venomous animals on the planet. It inhabits tropical waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, where it camouflages itself among rocks and corals thanks to its rough skin and irregular coloration. It has dorsal spines that inject an extremely painful toxin capable of causing paralysis, respiratory failure, and even death. The spider-tailed horned viper is a snake endemic to Iran that has a tail shaped like a spider, which it uses as a lure to attract insect-eating birds. By moving its tail realistically, it tricks birds into coming close enough to be captured. Its robust body and sandy coloration allow it to blend perfectly into its desert environment. Rhinoceros horns are mainly made of keratin, the same protein that forms human hair and nails. Not bone, as many believe. Depending on the species, they can have 1 or 2 horns, and the front horn typically measures between 20 and 24 inches on average, although in some individuals it exceeds 35 inches. Jackfruit is a tropical fruit native to South Asia, known for being the largest tree fruit in the world, reaching weights of up to 110 pounds and lengths close to 35 inches. Its yellow, fibrous, and juicy pulp has a flavor reminiscent of a mix of banana, mango, pineapple, and orange. It is very versatile in cooking and is used in desserts, ice cream, and jams. Kelvin-Helmholtz clouds are extremely striking atmospheric formations that resemble breaking waves in the sky. They occur when 2 layers of air with different speeds and densities slide over each other, generating instability and creating rolling curls. Their appearance is usually brief because the necessary atmospheric conditions are quite specific. In 1994, Jim Carrey achieved a nearly unmatched feat by starring in 3 comedies that reached the #1 spot at the box office: Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. In less than 12 months, he went from being a television comedian to becoming the biggest comedic star in Hollywood, marking that year as one of the most impactful in the history of commercial cinema. The fecal sac is a biological structure present in many bird species when they are chicks. It consists of a small mucus pouch that encloses the chick's waste before it is expelled, making it easier for the parents to remove it from the nest with their beaks. Its main function is to maintain nest hygiene, reduce odors that attract predators, and prevent the spread of bacteria. Black ivory coffee is one of the most exclusive and expensive coffees in the world, produced in Thailand through a very particular process. Arabica coffee beans are eaten by elephants, and after spending between 15 and 70 hours in their digestive system, they are excreted, collected, washed, and roasted by hand. Stomach enzymes reduce bitterness, giving it smooth notes of chocolate, fruits, and spices. The Mexican Centenario is a commemorative gold coin first minted in 1921 to celebrate 100 years of independence. Its design includes the image of the Angel of Independence with the volcanoes Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl in the background. It is made of 1.32 ounces of pure gold and is highly valued by collectors and investors. Acreoptera phallax is a species of stick insect endemic to Madagascar, known for its striking sexual dimorphism and large size. Males, which reach up to about 5 inches, display a vibrant electric blue coloration with orange spines and red and black hind wings. Females are light brown. Both sexes have reduced wings that do not allow them to fly. Yellow watermelon is a variety with bright yellow flesh due to the absence of lycopene, the pigment responsible for the red color. Its flavor is sweet and mild, often described as more honey-like or with a slight hint of honey. Externally, it can look identical to a regular watermelon, making it a visual surprise when cut. It is refreshing and rich in vitamins A and C. The larva of the tortoise beetle is fascinating for its defense methods. It carries on its back a shield made of its own waste and sheds skins, forming a structure called a fecal umbrella. This covering, supported by a fork-shaped appendage, helps protect it from predators and camouflage it in its environment, giving it a notable evolutionary advantage. In the Chinese city of Chongqing, the light rail line 2 literally passes through a residential building called Liziba, an innovative solution to the lack of available space. The train runs through a tunnel built into the middle floors without affecting the daily lives of residents, thanks to a special design that minimizes noise and vibrations. The quadruped robot Corleo, developed by Kawasaki, was presented at the Expo Osaka Kansai 2025 as a futuristic proposal for personal mobility. This robotic horse combines motorcycle and robotics technology, powered by a 150 cubic centimeter hydrogen engine that feeds the propulsion systems in each of its 4 legs, adapting to terrain such as fields, rocky areas, and debris. Proto Alpha is a humanoid robot developed by Clone Robotics with advanced human-like anatomical similarity. It has a musculoskeletal structure composed of 206 bones printed in 3D and around 1,000 artificial muscles called myofibers, which contract through a hydraulic system that uses water, allowing it to perform fluid and natural movements. Placing 2 grapes in a microwave can generate a surprising phenomenon, the formation of plasma. This happens because grapes, due to their size and high water content, act as resonant cavities for microwaves. The electromagnetic field concentrates in the space between them, reaching an intensity sufficient to ionize the sodium and potassium ions in the skin, producing a bright spark. The pink fairy armadillo is the smallest armadillo in the world, endemic to Argentina, measuring between about 4 and 6 inches. It has a flexible pink shell that is not fully attached to its body, allowing greater mobility when digging. It is nocturnal and specialized in digging tunnels in sandy soils, which has earned it the nickname Pink Fairy Armadillo. The 100-year egg is a specialty of Chinese cuisine that consists of preserving duck or quail eggs in an alkaline mixture of clay, quicklime, ash, salt, and rice husk for several weeks. The white transforms into a gelatinous substance of amber or black color, while the yolk takes on green or bluish tones. Despite its strong aroma, its flavor is mild and salty. When cargo containers fall into the sea from a ship, some float temporarily due to trapped air inside, but over time they fill with water and sink. Others remain floating and become a hazard for navigation. These accidents usually occur due to strong storms or poor load distribution, and authorities try to track them because they can cause pollution. Human skin is composed of three main layers: the epidermis, which acts as a protective barrier against external agents; the dermis, which contains blood vessels, nerve endings, and glands; and the hypodermis, made up of adipose tissue that serves as thermal insulation and energy storage. The 33 by 33 Rubik's Cube, created by French engineer Grégoire Fenech, is the functional cube with the most layers ever built. Designed using 3D printing, it features an extremely complex internal mechanism that allows smooth turns despite its enormous number of subdivisions. Solving it is a monumental challenge due to the immense number of possible combinations. The bushes used as scenery in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl 2026 performance were actually people. They were designed as bulky suits covered in artificial foliage and lightweight structures that allowed dancers to move fluidly while appearing to be part of the landscape, creating a surprise visual effect when they started dancing. The Corinth Canal is an artificial navigation route in Greece that connects the Gulf of Corinth with the Aegean Sea. It has a length of about 20,810 feet, a minimum width of about 69 feet, and a depth of about 26 feet. It was carved directly into rock with walls rising up to about 249 feet in some areas. It was inaugurated in 1893. The Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat is equipped with a supercharged V8 engine of 6.2 liters, capable of generating more than 700 horsepower. Its deep, powerful sound comes from the combination of the supercharger, high-flow exhaust system, and large engine displacement, creating a very distinctive auditory experience for sports car enthusiasts. Glyking is an uncommon phenomenon in which a person suddenly expels a small jet of saliva from the salivary glands located under the tongue. This jet can occur involuntarily when yawning or stretching the tongue, although some people learn to trigger it consciously. It is simply a natural reaction of the salivary system and does not represent any health problem. Caecilians are little-known amphibians characterized by having a long, cylindrical, legless body resembling a mix between a snake and a worm. They live underground in tropical regions, and their eyes are very small or covered by skin. One of their most curious traits is that newborn young feed on a special layer of nutritious skin that the mother develops. And the chukudu is a handmade cargo vehicle originating from Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, emerging in the 1970s as a response to economic crises. Built from eucalyptus wood and recycled tires, it measures between about 6.5 and 10 feet in length and can carry loads of up to about 1,760 pounds, moving with one leg on flat terrain. Lotus silk is an exceptionally fine and strong natural fiber extracted from the stems of the lotus flower. It is lightweight, breathable, and has a unique ability to regulate temperature, keeping the body cool in warm climates and warm in cold climates. It has been used for centuries in Asia to produce high-value textiles with luxurious properties. The spider monkey is an agile and social primate that inhabits the tropical forests of Central and South America. It is characterized by its long arms and prehensile tail, which it uses as a fifth limb to swing between trees. They are very intelligent animals that live in large groups and communicate through vocalizations, gestures, and facial expressions. Their diet is mainly fruit-based. Simon Beck is a British artist known for creating impressive ephemeral artworks on snowy surfaces. Using snowshoes, he walks for hours to trace geometric and fractal patterns that can cover from about 2.5 to 10 acres. Before starting, he carefully plans his designs by creating scale maps where 1 millimeter on paper represents one step in the snow. In ice cream advertising, mashed potatoes are often used instead of real ice cream. Nay, this is because mashed potatoes can be easily shaped into perfect scoops, maintain their form under hot studio lights, and do not melt during long filming sessions. They can also be dyed with coloring to imitate different flavors. Marzipan is a traditional sweet made from ground almonds and sugar with a soft and moldable texture that allows the creation of various shapes. Its origin is uncertain, although it is attributed to Arab, Greek, and Italian roots. In Spain, marzipan from Toledo stands out for its quality and has protected geographical indication and is consumed throughout the year. Stegotetrabelodon is an extinct genus of proboscidean that lived between approximately 7.5 and 4.5 million years ago in regions of Africa, the Arabian Peninsula, and southern Europe. It was distinguished by having 4 tusks, 2 upper ones curved upward, and 2 lower ones straight and elongated that reached up to about 7 feet in length. Screen huggers are 3D printed figures designed to be placed on the edges of a monitor, simulating that they hug or hold it with their hands and feet. They are characterized by their cartoonish shapes, detailed textures, and dynamic poses, made from lightweight materials such as PLA or resins that allow vibrant colors and customized finishes. Virtual reality headsets are devices designed to immerse the user in 3-dimensional digital environments. They incorporate internal screens that project stereoscopic images to create a sense of depth and include motion sensors such as gyroscopes and accelerometers that detect head movements and adjust the display in real time. Nutella is made from roasted hazelnuts ground into a smooth paste, which is mixed with cocoa sugar, palm oil, milk powder, and a touch of vanilla. Palm oil gives it its characteristic spreadable texture, while milk powder adds extra creaminess. The entire process is carried out under strict quality controls. The kimono is a traditional Japanese garment recognized for its T-shape, long sleeves, and straight cut, secured with a wide belt called an obi. Originally used as everyday clothing today, it is reserved for special occasions such as weddings, tea ceremonies, and festivals. Materials vary depending on the season and the formality of the event. The Indian cobra, also known as the spectacled cobra, is a venomous snake native to the Indian subcontinent. Its name comes from the distinctive spectacle-shaped pattern it displays on its hood when it feels threatened. This hood is formed by expanding the ribs of the neck, creating an intimidating appearance. Its average length is about 6 feet, although it can reach up to about 8 feet. In some rural roads in Turkey, it is common to find severely wrecked cars placed along the roadside as warning signs. These vehicles, which were involved in real accidents, are positioned in dangerous areas such as sharp curves or steep descents to create a strong visual impact, reminding drivers of the consequences of careless driving. Badminton is a racket sport played on a court divided by a net that is about 5 feet high. Players use lightweight rackets to hit a shuttlecock, and the scoring system is based on sets of 21 points, where a minimum difference of 2 points is required. In case of a tie at 29, the first to reach 30 wins the set. The Godzilla amusement park, located on Awaji Island in Japan, features a gigantic figure of the iconic monster, over 390 feet long. Visitors can enter through a zip line that simulates being swallowed by its enormous open mouth. The park combines adventure and technology with augmented reality games and exhibitions about the history of Godzilla. The fairy chimneys of Cappadocia in Turkey are geological formations, with tall, slender columns of volcanic rock topped with harder stone caps. They were formed over millions of years by erosion from wind and water, acting on layers of compacted volcanic ash, creating shapes that resemble towers and giant mushrooms. Many were historically used as homes and churches. The Balenciaga adhesive tape-style bracelet, priced at $1,200, is characterized by its minimalist design that visually simulates a strip of tape wrapped around the wrist with the brand logo. Made with high-quality materials, it stands out for its symbolic meaning, questioning the limits between the ordinary and the exclusive in contemporary luxury. Gravity 1 is a rocket developed by the Chinese company Orient Space, notable for being the most powerful solid-fuel launcher in the world. With a height of about 138 feet and a liftoff weight of about 893,000 pounds, it can carry up to about 14,300 pounds to low Earth orbit. Its design includes 3 main stages and 4 side boosters. The tiger shark is one of the largest species in the ocean. Its name comes from the dark stripes along its sides, similar to those of a tiger. It can reach lengths of up to about 18 feet and weigh between about 840 and 1,320 pounds. Its large serrated teeth are capable of crushing turtle shells, which has earned it the nickname garbage can of the sea. The Canadian passport incorporates sophisticated security features visible under ultraviolet light. When exposed, its pages reveal hidden illustrations representing scenes from the four seasons, such as bears in spring, children swimming in summer, agricultural activities in autumn, and owls in winter. These images only appear under ultraviolet light. The kings depicted in the French deck of cards represent historical figures. The King of Hearts is Charlemagne the Frankish Emperor. The King of Spades is associated with the biblical King David, the King of Clubs with Alexander the Great, and the King of Diamonds with Julius Caesar. These associations emerged in the 15th century when French card makers personalized the figures. The Sala Silvermine Hotel in Sweden offers the deepest hotel suite in the world, located about 509 feet underground, in a former silver mine from the 15th century. It is decorated with silver furniture and chandeliers and maintains a constant temperature of about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Being so deep, there is no mobile phone signal, but an intercom is provided. The DEC2 gene is associated with sleep regulation in humans. People with this genetic mutation sleep fewer hours without experiencing negative effects on their well-being, suggesting that the gene plays a crucial role in the sleep cycle. This variant has been studied in research seeking to understand the biological basis of rest. The Manpupuna rock formations in the Komi Republic in Russia are 7 imposing stone monoliths that reach heights between about 98 and 138 feet. They formed approximately 200 million years ago due to differential erosion, where softer rocks wore away, while the more resistant quartzite schists survived weathering. One Love Machine Band is a musical group made up of robots created by the German artist and welder Kolja Kugler. These robots, built from recycled materials and metal parts, can play instruments such as drums, bass, and guitar completely autonomously. Their design has an industrial and post-apocalyptic style, and they operate thanks to hydraulic and mechanical systems. The Babirusa pig is a mammal native to the islands of Indonesia, known for its impressive curved tusks that can grow to pierce the skin of its own snout. These tusks are characteristic of males and develop from the upper canines. Its skin is thick and sparsely covered with hair, and it is an omnivorous animal that feeds on fruits, roots, and small animals. AutoSet is the first automated device approved by the FDA for ear cleaning. A design like headphones, it combines irrigation with body temperature water and microsuction to safely remove earwax buildup in the ear canal. The process is quick and comfortable and uses disposable tips and a waste container to ensure hygiene. The creation of a perfume begins with the selection of natural or synthetic raw materials, which undergo extraction methods to obtain aromatic essential oils. These are mixed with alcohol and fixatives that prolong the scent duration. The mixture is left to macerate for weeks under controlled conditions so the components integrate. Finally, it is filtered and bottled. There are several plants with healing properties for wounds. Aloe vera has anti-inflammatory and healing effects that speed up recovery from burns. Calendula stimulates cell regeneration and has antimicrobial properties. Lavender has antibacterial and pain-relieving properties that help prevent infections and relieve pain in superficial wounds. The long neck avocado is a distinctive variety characterized by its elongated and narrow shape, with a neck that can reach lengths of up to about 18 inches. Native to regions such as Florida, especially Miami, it has gained popularity for its creamy and slightly sweet flavor. Its pulp is dense and smooth, making it ideal for various culinary preparations. An iceberg is a large mass of floating ice that is broken off from a glacier and drifts in polar oceans. Although it may appear impressive above the surface, approximately 90% of its volume remains submerged underwater, making it a danger to navigation. They vary greatly in size from small chunks to formations spanning several miles. Honey Bistro Chez Remy is a themed restaurant at Disneyland Paris inspired by the movie Ratatouille. It offers diners the experience of feeling the size of a rat, thanks to decor with oversized elements, such as champagne corks, giant cutlery, and cocktail umbrellas, providing a unique perspective while enjoying French cuisine. A lion can remain almost motionless after a large meal, consuming up to 15 or even 20% of its own body weight in a single sitting. After eating so much meat, digestion requires a huge amount of energy, leaving them sleepy and with very limited movement for several hours. It is an evolutionary strategy to secure a large energy reserve. The French press is a coffee brewing method based on immersion, known for its simplicity, where it consists of a cylindrical glass container and a plunger with a metal mesh filter that retains the natural oils of the coffee, resulting in a drink with more body and texture than other methods. Its versatile design also allows preparation of cold infusions such as cold brew. Lego brick crocs combine the comfort of classic crocs with a modular design inspired by building blocks. Their upper surface has base plate-like areas where Lego pieces and custom decorations can be attached. They are made from lightweight, flexible material, turning the shoes into an interactive canvas that blends fashion, play, and personal expression. The Nokia 7600 was a mobile phone released in 2003 with an innovative teardrop-shaped design. Its color screen was in the center, and the keypad was arranged on the sides. It operated on 2G and 3G technology, included a VGA camera, MP3 playback, and long battery life features that stood out at the time. The Castello Cube is a contemporary artwork created by the German artist Nicolas Castello, made from 24-karat pure gold and weighing about 410 pounds. It was first presented in Central Park, New York in 2022, protected by private security. Its minimalist form contrasts with the extremely valuable material. The Yanshan Dafeng Dream Maze in China is recognized by Guinness as the largest permanent maze in the world. It covers an area of about 383,000 square feet, with pathways extending for about 5.8 miles. Designed in the shape of a giant elk, it is made up of more than 100,000 shrubs. Olympic rowing is a water sport where athletes compete in boats propelled by oars using strength and technique to glide at high speed. It requires great physical endurance, coordination, and teamwork to synchronize movements. It has been part of the modern Olympic Games since 1900. The Hans Bridge in Da Nang, Vietnam, inaugurated in 2018, extends to about 328 feet above sea level. It is famous for its two gigantic concrete hands that appear to hold the walkway, combining modern architecture with a surreal style that offers a spectacular panoramic view of the Bana Mountains. Oreo Cola is a beverage that combines the flavor of Oreo cookies with a carbonated cola. Initially launched in Asian markets as a limited edition, it is characterized by a sweet taste with notes of vanilla and cocoa, complemented by the fizz of traditional cola. Its presentation highlights the black and white colors of the brand and is aimed at a young and curious audience. Pomegranates are spherical fruits characterized by their hard red or reddish-yellow skin. Inside, they contain numerous seeds surrounded by a juicy, translucent pulp called arils with a sweet or slightly tart flavor. They are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals such as potassium, and are used in salads, juices, and desserts, in addition to being valued for their anti-inflammatory properties. Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, known as the king of cheeses, is a hard cheese originating from Italy. Much made exclusively with cow milk without additives, it is distinguished by its grainy texture, pale golden color, and intense, slightly salty flavor. Its minimum aging process is 12 months, although many wheels are aged between 24 and 36 months. Surfing in pools is a modality that allows practicing this sport away from the ocean in facilities that generate controlled and repeatable waves. These pools use advanced technology to create waves of different sizes and frequencies, allowing both beginners and professionals to train under ideal conditions. One of its main advantages is the predictability of the waves. The therapy of hitting clay figures has gone viral on social media. and it consists of shaping with clay the figure of a person toward whom anger is felt, and then hitting or breaking it as a symbolic way to release emotions. It is related to catharsis techniques in psychotherapy, although specialists point out that it works better as an emotional expression exercise rather than a solution for deep conflicts. The black mesh on the microwave door is designed to prevent microwaves from escaping the interior of the appliance. It is made with small holes that allow visibility through the door, but block high-frequency waves that could be dangerous if directly exposed to skin or eyes, protecting the user from potential harm. The feathers of the male peacock are a notable example of sexual selection. They can represent up to 60% of the total length of the bird and form a fan decorated with eye spots in shades of blue, green, and gold. Once during courtship, males display this fan to attract females which prefer larger and more symmetrical tails as an indicator of health and genetic quality. Pecans are a nut native to North America with a sweet and buttery flavor. They are rich in healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fatty acids, as well as antioxidants. B vitamins, vitamin E, and minerals such as zinc and magnesium. They are considered heart-healthy and are commonly used in baking and also eaten alone or roasted. Anyway, a dolphin is not a fish, but a marine mammal. Unlike fish, it breathes air through lungs and must surface regularly through its blowhole. It has warm blood, gives birth to live young, and feeds them with milk. It also has a more complex nervous system, making it one of the most intelligent animals in the ocean. The frilled neck lizard is a species native to Australia, famous for its impressive frill that surrounds its neck. When threatened, this frill expands widely like a fan to intimidate predators. Its color varies between shades of gray-brown and orange, and it can reach up to about 35 inches in length, including its tail. The animated characters of The Simpsons have only 4 fingers, mainly for design and animation efficiency reasons. Since the early days of traditional animation, the practice of drawing characters with 4 fingers was adopted because it is simpler, faster, and visually effective. This simplification helps animators maintain a clear and recognizable graphic style. Krishna Butterball is a natural rock formation located in Tamil Nadu, India. It consists of a massive granite boulder about 20 feet tall and about 16 feet wide, with an estimated weight of about 550,000 pounds, resting precariously on a sloped surface. It has remained in that position for more than 100 years, defying gravity. Cats cannot perceive sweet taste due to a genetic mutation that deactivated the gene responsible for coding one of the proteins needed to form the sweet taste receptor. This evolutionary adaptation is related to their strict carnivorous diet, which does not require detecting carbohydrates, so they lost that ability over thousands of years. The fog tsunami is an impressive meteorological phenomenon in which a dense mass of fog advances rapidly from the sea toward the coast, resembling a large wave. It forms when warm, humid ocean air meets a much colder land surface, causing water vapor to condense. It can quickly cover entire areas, drastically reducing visibility. China built in the city of Xi'an the largest air purifier in the world, with a height of about 328 feet. The system consists of a central tower surrounded by greenhouses that absorb polluted air, heat it with solar energy, and filter it before releasing it back into the environment. According to reports, it has improved air quality in an area of about 4 square miles. The echidna is a unique mammal and one of the few monotremes in the world, a group of animals that lay eggs instead of giving birth to live young. A buwid is characterized by its body covered in spines and a long pointed snout, adapted for searching insects, especially ants and termites, which it captures with its sticky tongue. They are solitary and nocturnal animals. Stop-motion animation is a filmmaking technique that consists of capturing photographs of physical objects that are slightly moved between each shot to simulate movement when played in sequence. It is characterized by its handcrafted and detailed style, allowing the creation of scenes with a unique and textured appearance. Despite being labor-intensive, it offers great creative freedom. Tulum Jungle Gym is an outdoor gym on the beach of Tulum, Mexico, inspired by the Flintstones aesthetic. Almost all its equipment is handmade using natural materials such as wood, stone, bamboo, and rope. And among its facilities are wooden and stone dumbbells ranging from about 4 to about 159 pounds, bamboo benches, and rope pulley systems. Sharp knives are usually less dangerous than dull ones because they require less force to cut, allowing greater control and precision. By applying less pressure, the risk of the knife slipping or deviating is reduced. In contrast, a dull knife requires more force, increasing the chance of sudden movements that can cause accidental cuts. Contact juggling is a visual discipline focused on the fluid movement of spheres that appear to float over the performer body without being thrown into the air. Unlike traditional juggling, it uses body control of hands, arms, chest, and even the head to manipulate the sphere with precision and elegance, giving it a hypnotic and almost magical feel. Tunuate is a traditional Mexican sweet made from cooked fruits such as quince guava apple or hawthorn mixed with sugar until forming a thick paste that solidifies when cooled. It is characterized by its firm but slightly elastic texture and is very popular when paired with fresh cheese, creating the well-known ate with cheese. It can be stored for a long time without refrigeration. The Hummingbird Hospital is an initiative in Mexico City created by Katia Latuf de Arida, who transformed her apartment in Polanco into a refuge dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating injured, sick, or orphaned hummingbirds. For more than a decade, she has provided medical care to these birds until recovery, and then releases them into their natural environment. A plastic wood is an eco-friendly material made from recycled plastics, mixed with plant fibers such as sawdust, giving it an appearance similar to natural wood. It is characterized by high resistance to moisture, insects, and UV rays, making it ideal for outdoor use. It does not splinter, does not require painting or varnishing, and has minimal maintenance. Curly hair occurs due to genetic factors that determine the shape of the hair follicle. When the follicle is oval or hook-shaped, the hair grows in spirals or curves. This characteristic also affects the distribution of keratin in the hair fiber, causing some parts to contract more than others, which produces the natural curl pattern. Lowrider bicycles are an artistic and cultural expression originating in Chicano communities of California in the 1960s. They are characterized by elongated and stylized frames, banana seats with sissy bars, high handlebars, and wheels with white wall tires and chrome or gold spokes. The aesthetic is inspired by details such as metallic paint and glossy finishes. The rhinoceros hornbill is a large tropical bird native to Southeast Asia, characterized by its large curved beak topped with a prominent hollow casque used to amplify its calls. Its plumage is mostly black with white on the tail and wings, and it has brightly colored bare skin on the throat. It especially favors figs and plays an important role in seed dispersal. Mamie is a tropical fruit with an oval shape and a rough brown skin that protects a soft, creamy pulp of a vibrant orange color. Its flavor is sweet with notes reminiscent of sweet potato, pumpkin, and almond, making it highly appreciated in desserts, smoothies, and ice cream. It is rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, and fiber, and is native to tropical regions of the Americas. Teflon pans have a non-stick coating that prevents food from sticking during cooking, making preparation easier with less fat. They are easy to clean and provide even cooking, but should be used with wooden or silicone utensils to avoid scratching the coating. They should not be exposed to excessively high temperatures because the Teflon can degrade. The Kite Festival on the island of Fano in Denmark is one of the most impressive kite events in Europe. Every June, thousands of people gather to fly around 20,000 kites over a 14-mile-long beach. And the festival stands out for the creativity of its designs, ranging from giant animal figures to traditional artistic kites made by experts. The six-eyed sand spider of the genus Sicarius lives in desert regions of South America and Africa. Its flattened body covered with fine hairs allows it to adhere sand particles for effective camouflage. They are nocturnal hunters that partially bury themselves to ambush prey, including insects, scorpions, and even small reptiles. Snorkeling is a recreational water activity that consists of swimming on the surface while observing the underwater world with a diving mask and a breathing tube. It is practiced in shallow waters, such as coral reefs and lagoons, allowing exploration of marine life without the need for scuba equipment. It does not require specialized training, making it accessible to people of all ages. The Look Down project by Chris Kyle is an unprecedented feat in the world of BMX, where the Scottish rider performs tricks at more than about 1,968 feet in height in a bowl suspended under a giant hot air balloon. The structure, made of carbon fiber, weighs about 3,300 pounds and was designed using Formula One technologies. Crocodile leather boots are distinguished by their luxurious appearance and exceptional durability, with natural scale patterns that vary depending on the part of the animal used. They are high-end items crafted by hand with great attention to detail. And in addition to their elegance, they offer great resistance to wear and are highly valued in fashion, where rustic and sophisticated style is appreciated. The fruit of the Borassus palm can reach up to about 6 inches in diameter, with a hard outer shell of black or dark brown color. Inside, it contains a fibrous pulp of yellow-orange color, sweet and aromatic when ripe. In its young stage, the fruit contains 3 translucent, gelatinous lobes, similar to a natural jelly, highly appreciated for their freshness. A bald cap is a latex or silicone prosthetic used in makeup to simulate a bald head. It is placed over the actor hair attached with special adhesives, and the edges are blended with makeup to match the skin tone. It is widely used in film theater and cosplay when a temporary transformation is needed without actual shaving. Guillaume Fontaine is a circus artist and slackline specialist from Quebec, Canada. Since discovering this discipline in 2015, he has set several world records, including the longest highline crossing without falls in 2018 and the greatest distance traveled on a slackline using a unicycle. His artistic approach has made him a prominent figure in circus arts. The recommended daily water intake varies depending on age, sex, physical activity, and climate, but a general guideline is to drink around about 0.5 to 0.7 gallons per day, equivalent to about 8 glasses. This hydration supports functions such as temperature regulation, digestion, and toxin elimination. Athletes and people in hot climates may need more. Talon cusp is a rare dental anomaly that appears as a small additional projection on the back of some teeth, usually on the upper incisors. It forms due to extra development of enamel and dentin during tooth formation. In some cases, it can interfere with the bite or accumulate plaque requiring dental evaluation. Pork cracklings are a traditional preparation that consists of frying pork skin with attached fat until achieving a crispy and golden texture. In Mexico, a distinction is made between thin cracklings, light and brittle, and thick ones, more robust with more meat content. Their preparation involves cleaning and drying the skin, and then frying it in lard for several hours. Furkan Edemir is a digital creator who uses artificial intelligence to produce visually striking videos that resemble cinematic productions. He combines image generation tools with advanced editing to build hyper-realistic worlds, dramatic lighting effects, and virtual camera movements, demonstrating how AI can transform ideas into impressive audio-visual experiences. Gabi is a street artist known for creating his own foldable stencils for spray painting. He designs these stencils from a single sheet that he folds strategically, allowing different layers to form without needing multiple pieces. When unfolded on a wall and sprayed, they reveal detailed and well-defined images in seconds, speeding up the urban art process. Megalocornea is a rare eye condition in which the cornea is abnormally large, with a diameter exceeding about 0.5 inches when normal is about 0.4 to 0.5 inches. Unlike other conditions that enlarge the cornea, it is not usually associated with high intraocular pressure. It is generally congenital and bilateral, affecting both eyes. The Lord of Chalma is a venerated image of the crucified Christ located in a sanctuary in the state of Mexico, being one of the most important pilgrimage centers in the country. According to legend, in the 16th century, it replaced an ancient pre-Hispanic idol when Augustinian missionaries introduced Christianity. Every year it attracts thousands of faithful who arrive on foot, by bicycle, or dancing. Chotaro Odate is an engineer associated with Honda who went viral for appearing in official presentations, wearing extravagant hairstyles inspired by Japanese anime characters. His image combines a technical position of responsibility with a creative aesthetic uncommon in the Japanese corporate environment, projecting a bold personality that blends professionalism and pop culture. Stephanie Millinger is an acrobat and extreme contortionist born in 1992 in Salzburg, Austria. Known for performing feats without safety equipment, she has captivated millions on social media and has set multiple world records. Her bravery and dedication have led her to perform stunts in extreme locations such as cliffs and paragliders. Giraffe Manor is an exclusive boutique hotel in Nairobi, Kenya, famous for offering the chance to share breakfast with giraffes that stick their heads through the windows looking for a snack. Located in an elegant colonial mansion from the 1930s, it is situated within a sanctuary where a herd of Rothschild giraffes lives an endangered species. Volcanic pizzas are baked directly on volcanic rocks, exposed to temperatures that can exceed about 1,432 degrees Fahrenheit. This technique, practiced in places such as Iceland or volcanic areas of Italy, takes advantage of the natural heat of magma to cook the pizza in a matter of minutes. The result is an extremely crispy base and a slightly smoky flavor. Psychotria elata is a tropical plant native to Central and South America, commonly known as hot lips, due to the shape of its red bracts that resemble painted lips. These bracts surround the small white flowers that grow inside and serve to attract pollinators, such as hummingbirds and butterflies. It grows in warm and humid rainforest environments. Puffins are seabirds known for their wide, brightly colored beaks that range from orange to yellow and blue, and for their black and white plumage. They are excellent swimmers and divers, using their wings to propel themselves underwater in search of fish. Although they can fly, they prefer to spend most of their lives in the water or on coastal cliffs. The African gray parrot is one of the most intelligent bird species in the world, famous for its extraordinary ability to mimic the human voice and learn words and concepts. It has silver gray plumage, a bright red tail, and expressive eyes. Its intelligence has been compared to that of a 5-year-old child, although it requires constant mental stimulation to avoid stress. Gold is more expensive than silver, mainly because of its scarcity in nature, which makes it harder to find and extract. It also does not rust or corrode, making it an extremely durable metal ideal for jewelry and investment. Its value is also influenced by cultural factors, since for centuries it has been a symbol of wealth, power, and economic stability. The Pillars of Creation are an iconic astronomical formation located in the Eagle Nebula, about 7,000 light-years from Earth, immortalized by a famous image from the Hubble telescope in 1995. These giant structures of gas and interstellar dust extend for several light-years and are active regions where new stars are born. Hills and mountains mainly form due to the movement of Earth tectonic plates. When two continental plates collide, such as the Indian and Eurasian plates that form the Himalayas, the Earth crust folds and rises, creating mountain ranges. This process is known as orogenesis and occurs over millions of years. Thomas Romain is a French-Japanese animator known for recreating anime drawings made by his children. Using his skills as a professional designer, he takes children's sketches and transforms them into stylized and detailed versions of characters, adding his own artistic touch. This project became a viral phenomenon on social media. The Wilson Airless Basketball is an innovative ball designed without air, or an internal chamber manufactured using 3D printing with an open lattice pattern that allows air to circulate through its structure. And this eliminates the need for inflation and ensures consistent performance, offering uniform bounce and representing a technological advancement in sports. Pesto is a traditional Italian sauce originating from Genoa, made with fresh basil pine nuts, garlic Parmesan cheese salt, and extra virgin olive oil, all traditionally crushed in a mortar. It is characterized by its bright green color, thick texture, and the balance between the herbal notes of basil, the the creaminess of cheese and the smoothness of oil. Sparklers are pyrotechnic devices that emit a bright, sparkling flame when lit. They are composed of a mixture of oxidizers, metals such as aluminum, magnesium, or iron, and fuels that, when reacting with oxygen, generate intense light. And although their effect is visually appealing, they must be handled with caution since they reach high temperatures during use. Christina Rene is a Turkish artist born in 1982 in Mersin, recognized for her innovative approach to sustainable art. Her project stands out for reusing discarded objects, questioning consumption, and promoting environmental awareness. In 2023, she founded a self-sufficient space in Istanbul that generates its own energy and uses rainwater. In 2014, scientists announced the identification of a new species of river dolphin in Brazil, Inia araguaiensis, the Araguaia river dolphin. What was surprising was not only that it was pink and large, but that it had gone unnoticed until then in a basin where millions of people live. District 9 grabbed science fiction by the throat and shook it. With a budget of around $30 million, cheap for the genre, it achieved hyper-realistic creatures, giant spaceships, and explosions that looked like they belonged in a blockbuster, mixing it all with a mockumentary style and a critique of apartheid in South Africa. The result, an Oscar nomination, instant cult status, and proof that you could make brutally powerful sci-fi outside of Hollywood and without $200 million on the table. The Sydney Opera House nearly became a monumental failure before becoming a global icon. The project's costs spiraled out of control. Architect Ceren Utzon resigned amidst political infighting, and he left without seeing his masterpiece completed. Today, those white sails covered in over 1 million ceramic tiles seem to freeze the wind over the harbor, and decades later, Utzon received the Pritzker Prize as if architecture itself were telling him, "You were right from the start." The first match of a World Cup was almost humble. France versus Mexico in 1930, with 4,444 people in the stands and freezing cold in Montevideo. But something momentous happened. Frenchman Lucien Laurent scored the first goal in World Cup history, starting a tradition that now moves entire countries, millions of people, and absurd fortunes every 4 years. The checkered flag in racing predates Formula One and even cars. It was used in bicycle races and later appeared documented in the legendary 1906 Vanderbilt Cup in the United States. That simple black and white cloth ended up becoming the global symbol of something we all understand without translation. It's over. You cross the finish line. The current World Cup trophy, designed by the Italian Silvio Gazzaniga, seems simple, but it's laden with drama. It was born after the old Jules Rimet Cup was stolen and disappeared. That's why the new cup, with 2 human figures raising the planet, has something almost symbolic about it. It's as if football had to lose its original relic to create an even more mythical icon. Dennis Rodman understood the spectacle better than anyone. To promote his autobiography, Bad as I Want to Be, he appeared in public in a wedding dress, makeup, and a display that challenged the classic masculinity of the sport. More than selling a book, he turned his own image into a manifesto of rebellion against what the NBA expected of its stars. Before becoming The Rock, Dwayne Johnson was a college football player trying to make it at the University of Miami. Injuries cut his career short, and that athletic failure pushed him into wrestling and then Hollywood. Had his NFL career taken off, perhaps the most charismatic actor at the box office today would never have existed. Notre Dame Cathedral survived wars, revolutions, and centuries of dampness, but it almost collapsed in 2019 when a fire devoured its roof and spire before the eyes of the entire world. The shock was so great that hundreds of millions were raised in a short time to restore it, and today the reconstruction combines medieval techniques with modern engineering so that the cathedral is reborn while still bearing its scars. Federico Garcia Lorca, one of the most brilliant poets in the Spanish language, was executed at the beginning of the Civil War. His body has never been found, and his death continues to provoke investigations and disputes. It is impossible to separate his poetry, so full of death, desire, and the people, from the fact that he himself became a symbol of the disappeared under Franco's regime. Rocky didn't come out of nowhere. It was inspired by a real fight between champion Muhammad Ali and the virtually unknown Chuck Wepner, who lasted longer than anyone expected. That fight, where the supposed filler became a moral hero, ignited the spark for the story of cinema's most famous underdog boxer. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech became legendary in part because the phrase that gives it its title wasn't even in the original script. Singer Mahalia Jackson shouted, "Tell them about your dream," and he improvised that part. What emerged from that improvisation became one of the most iconic moments of the 20th century. The mimic octopus, Thalamus mimicus, looks like something out of science fiction. It can adopt the shape and movement of sea snakes, lionfish, jellyfish, and more than a dozen other creatures. It doesn't just change color, it changes its attitude, its silhouette, and its character, becoming one of the ocean's greatest actors. Julius Caesar was kidnapped by pirates when he was young, and instead of begging them, he was offended because the ransom they demanded seemed too low for someone of his stature. During his captivity, he joked that he would crucify them when they released him, and when he was finally free, he raised a small fleet, captured them, and carried out his threat exactly as he had threatened. In Japan, people make reservations months in advance to eat KFC at Christmas. It all started in 1974 with a campaign called Kurisumasu Niwa Kentucky, translated as Kentucky for Christmas, which sold buckets of chicken as if they were the local equivalent of a Christmas turkey. Today, millions of families associate Christmas with the Colonel's bucket of chicken, proof that a good advertisement can rewrite entire traditions. The avocado comes from the Nahuatl word ahuacatl, which was indeed also used as a euphemism for testicle, hence the fame of the joke. But the word doesn't literally mean that. It referred to the fruit of the tree, and later someone joked that guacamole was testicle sauce. Linguists point out that it's more of a charming myth than an actual translation. Cumulonimbus clouds are skyscrapers of steam. They can rise to about 7 to 12 miles high, pushed by air currents so violent that they turn droplets into hail and friction into lightning. When you see one of these anvil-shaped clouds, you're looking at a factory of extreme weather that is brutally connecting Earth, atmosphere, and space. Until the mid-19th century, ice cream was a luxury reserved for the wealthy because preserving ice was extremely expensive. When Jacob Fussell set up the first industrial ice cream factory in Baltimore, he made it a mass pleasure. Suddenly, what was once a dessert for kings could be sold cheaply on the streets of any city. Diogenes of Sinope decided to live in a huge ceramic amphora in the street to demonstrate that one can do without almost everything. When Alexander the Great visited him and offered him anything, Diogenes replied, "Yes, move aside, you're blocking my sun." This absolute contempt for power made him the philosophical punk of antiquity. Popeye was probably the most effective nutritional influencer in history. After he started eating spinach whenever he had a problem, consumption of the vegetable in the United States rose by about 30% in the 1930s. In 1937, a town in Texas erected a statue in his honor to thank him for saving the spinach industry. McDonald's started as a simple barbecue drive-in with an extensive menu. Until in the late 1940s, the owners decided to scrap everything and stick with just hamburgers, fries, and little else. This brutal simplification gave rise to the quick service system, fewer options, more speed, and the birth of fast food as we know it. White chocolate is a charming imposter. It contains no cocoa solids, only cocoa butter, sugar, and milk. That's why it tastes more like sweet fat than dark chocolate. but its creamy texture and the possibility of coloring and flavoring it have made it a favorite toy of many pastry chefs. At the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, the English defeated a much larger French army thanks to two unexpected allies, ankle-deep mud and the English longbow. The French cavalry literally sank into the ground, while arrows rained down like a deadly shower from afar, rendering the nobleman's shining armor useless. In ancient Rome, wealthy people went crazy for garum, fish guts and intestines, salt and herbs, left to ferment in the sun until it smelled like death, but tasted heavenly. This dark liquid, full of umami like a Roman version of Asian fish sauce, was so valuable that it was transported in amphorae throughout the Mediterranean and was considered almost a high-class luxury. Today, attempts are even being made to recreate its recipe in laboratories and cutting-edge kitchens. Carrot cake didn't start as a hipster dessert, but as a medieval survival trick. When sugar was expensive and scarce, carrots provided natural sweetness and moisture. Unwittingly, those poor cooks invented one of the most popular desserts in the modern world. Plato's real name was Aristocles. Plato was a nickname meaning broad, probably because of his broad shoulders or his wrestler-like physique. Imagine that one of history's most influential philosophers became famous for something akin to fat Aristocles. Worcestershire sauce, the kind that gives a brutal umami kick to a Bloody Mary or a stew, is basically an experiment by two 10th century English pharmacists who mixed vinegars, spices, and fermented anchovies, and forgot about it in a cellar. When they opened the barrel years later, they discovered that fermentation had transformed it into liquid gold, and thus Leah and Perrins and a global culinary icon were born. The smallest bone in your body is the stapes, in the middle ear, measuring just 0.12 inches long. Without this tiny hammer, vibrations from the outside world would never reach your brain as sound. Scottish haggis is traditionally cooked inside a sheep's stomach, stuffed with offal, oats, and spices. What began as extreme resourcefulness ended up becoming a national dish and a symbol of cultural identity. Easter Island is so named because a Dutch explorer arrived there on Easter Sunday in 1722, but its inhabitants knew it as Tipito o Tehenua, the navel of the world. The European name erased centuries of local meaning with just a single entry in the logbook. Prosecco, the Italian sparkling wine that swept the world in the 2010s, owes its lively effervescence to the Charmat method. The second fermentation takes place in enormous stainless steel tanks, not in each bottle. It is faster and cheaper than the traditional method, and that is why it can flood the world with bubbles at an affordable price. Vanilla is the only edible fruit of the orchid family, and outside its region of origin, almost all the flowers must be pollinated by hand, one by one. This minute floral surgery explains why natural vanilla is one of the most expensive spices in the world. The phrase, "let them eat cake," supposedly uttered by Marie Antoinette when told about the people's hunger, doesn't appear in any reliable source from her time. It was political gossip that fits so well with the narrative of the cruel aristocracy that it became popular truth. In ancient Egypt, beer was so essential that pyramid workers received part of their wages in daily jugs of beer. It wasn't just for revelry. It was liquid food, a source of calories, and relatively safe water in a scorching climate. Diamonds have a reputation for being indestructible, but in reality they are just very well-organized carbon. If you heat them above about 1,292 or 1,652 degrees Fahrenheit in the presence of oxygen, they literally burn and disappear, becoming carbon dioxide. In other words, the 4-life ring could die in a good bonfire. Boston cream pie isn't really a pie, nor does it look like much at first glance. It's a sponge cake filled with cream and covered in chocolate. But it was born in Boston's Parker House Hotel in the 19th century, was one of the first desserts to use chocolate coating, as a shiny armor. And today is the official dessert of the state of Massachusetts. Behind that little cake lies 160 years of fame and recipes copied all over the world. Genghis Khan's soldiers could ride for days across the steppe with almost no food. When everything became scarce, they resorted to an extreme solution: slightly cutting a vein in the horse and drinking some of its blood without killing the animal, which remained their means of transport and battle companion. It was literally an army that fed on its own horses to keep marching. Green tea owes its healthy reputation to how it is processed. The leaves are steamed or quickly sautéed to deactivate the enzyme that would oxidize them. Thanks to this, they retain catechins like EGCG, antioxidant molecules that science studies for their potential protective effects against cell damage and aging. It is basically an infusion of leaves that the industry treats like a mini biochemical laboratory. The pink peppercorns you see in gourmet blends aren't even peppercorns. They are berries from a tree of the genus Chinus, related to the cashew. Therefore, for some people with nut allergies, it can be a real problem, hidden behind that floral and elegant flavor that deceives the eye. The first Chinese emperor, Qin Shi Huang, unified much of China and became morbidly obsessed with immortality. He drank elixirs containing mercury, which ironically ended up poisoning him. While seeking to live forever, he was slowly injecting himself with a metallic poison. The first TV advertisement in the United Kingdom in 1955 was for Gibbs SR toothpaste. On television, which was still almost a luxury, someone suddenly appeared selling toothpaste between programs. It seemed like a minor detail, but it opened the door to the advertising onslaught we now consider normal. Margarine was born as a crisis experiment. Napoleon III offered a prize to whoever invented a cheap substitute for butter for the army and the poor. The chemist Hippolyte Mege mixed fats in milk until he created that somewhat strange product that today fills bread and recipes around the world. A Bronze Age shipwreck discovered off the coast of Turkey, known as Ulu Burun, yielded copper and tin ingots from at least 10 different cultures. It was essentially an international freighter from 3,300 years ago, proof that the Mediterranean was already functioning as a global highway long before the internet. The first Barbie doll didn't appear out of thin air. It was inspired by Bild Lilly, a German doll based on an adult comic book character. Mattel recycled it and rebranded it for girls, creating a toy that would end up marking generations, with a much less innocent origin than it seems. Irish soda bread rises without yeast, just flour, bicarbonate of soda, and buttermilk reacting like a home chemistry experiment. This technique allowed rural families to bake quick and consistent bread even without modern ovens. And today it remains a symbol of simple yet ingenious cooking. Campbell's soup cans are red and white because a company executive fell in love with the colors of the Cornell football team's uniform in 1898. That almost accidental aesthetic decision would eventually become the icon that decades later Warhol would reproduce as pop art. The squid in a good paella has two possible states: buttery or like a bicycle tire. The key is timing. Either you cook it very quickly over high heat so it becomes tender, or you simmer it long and slowly until the flesh relaxes. In between, the proteins tense up and you end up chewing on sea rubber. Lake Pau Pak is a natural gem located in central Sulawesi, Indonesia, known for the astonishing clarity of its waters that allow visibility all the way to the bottom. Although its name in the local language means black water, because from afar it appears dark due to vegetation on the bottom, up close it reveals a crystal blue tone. It is surrounded by a lush coconut forest. Enrique Cornejo Sanchez is an artist specialized in the creation of digital mosaics. He uses specialized software to design his works and aims to become the best mosaic artist in the world. His work is characterized by the combination of digital techniques and a clear passion for this ancient art, sharing his creations on platforms such as Flickr and DeviantArt. And with this, we reach the end of this video. Like, subscribe if you have not done so, and turn on the bell so you do not miss a single fun fact. Share this video with someone who loves learning new things. They will thank you. See you in the next video.